Scientists confirm that dogs can recognize a bad person from the random stranger, that your well-behaved dog barks and in the street to the neighbor or your pet refuses to go near. Sometimes it seems dogs just know when someone is a good or bad person, and now it turns out our suspicions were right. All along, scientists have shown that dogs can detect a bad person. Stick around till the end of this video as we dig up the dirt on your dog's incredible abilities. Number 7. Dogs can detect a mean person. According to a study published in the Journal of Neuroscience and Biobehavioral Reviews, dogs can tell when someone is mean to you. In this study, scientists conducted a live experiment with dogs and their owners and tested how dogs would react to different behaviors from humans in 3 different scenarios. A dog owner was trying to open a container that was tightly sealed with an actor standing next to them. The first actor helped open the container. The second was passive, and the third outright refused to help. The dogs observed each of these scenarios. After the performance, the actors were instructed to give treats to the owner's dog. While you might expect a dog to happily accept a treat at any time, that wasn't the case in this experiment. Scientists found that the dogs were much more likely to accept a treat from the actor who tried to help and showed kindness toward the owner. Most dogs also accepted food from the passive actor, but they were not willing to trust the person who didn't lend a hand. When the mean actor offered a treat to the dogs refused to accept the treat. The dog could tell that the person was being a jerk. Number 6. Dogs can detect liars. Another study conducted in Japan followed a similar experiment to find out if dogs can recognize an untrustworthy person. In this experiment, the scientists placed 2 containers near the dogs. One had treats inside, but the other was empty. In the first test, a person pointed to the container that concealed the treat, but the second time the person pointed to the empty container. Instead, the dogs were happy to find the treat the first round, but were disappointed when they found out they were lied to the second time. Then the third round, the person pointed to the container with the treat again. However, that time the dogs did not go for it. That person had been untrustworthy and deceitful in the second round, and the dog remembered that. Number 5. Dogs can remember the scent of their owners for their entire life. A dog's memory is so complex that they will remember emotions associated with their owner or a person they meet. The association of how that person made the dog feel remains stored in the dog's brain. When a dog recognizes a particular scent associated with a human that has brought them joy, a particular portion of their brain is triggered and they remember them. So even if your face has changed or it's been years since you've last seen your canine, your dog will remember how you smell, remember how you love them, and will be very excited to see you return. Studies have shown that an owner's scent activates the pleasure centers in the dog's brain. It's similar to the way the human brain responds to the perfume or cologne of a loved one. Other studies have shown that the longer you're gone, the more excited your dog will be upon your return, and if you are not around, your dog knows things have changed and a certain level of comfort is lost. If a dog's owner doesn't return within a certain period of time, the dog will ultimately see it as a loss. Number 4. Dogs can interpret facial expressions. In a touchscreen experiment in Austria, scientists put dogs to the test. They showed canines pictures of the mouth and eyes of human faces that either had angry or happy expressions. Half the dogs got a treat for nosing at a happy face, and the other half were rewarded for touching angry faces. Then came the test. When the dogs were shown angry or happy-faced pictures of people they hadn't seen before, they were still able to tell the difference and earn that reward. The scientists say that the experiment proves that dogs can discriminate between the 2 human expressions. They think that canines use their experience of how humans express themselves to make the distinction. Interestingly, there was one other intriguing clue from this study. Before dogs were taught the rules of the touchscreen experiment, they had a natural aversion to pressing their noses against pictures of angry faces. This means that our furry friends have some knowledge about the meaning behind human expressions. Number 3. Dogs can smell bad intentions. Yes, you heard right. The bond between a dog and owner runs deep. If your dog barks at some people but not the others, it could be that your dog picks up on subconscious signals you send about those people. Outwardly, you may be being welcoming and friendly to a person, but your dog will notice tiny subconscious signals that you are not completely comfortable around that person. A dog's sense of smell is somewhere between 10,000 to 100,000 times better than that of a human's. Your dog can sense when you are nervous because your body produces certain stress-related chemicals and hormones that have distinctive odors. The most obvious of those would be sweating and the releasing of adrenaline. When someone who makes you nervous approaches you, your dog may realize that you are not at ease, and they bark at them to ensure you stay safe. Research has shown that dogs can sense changes in a person's brain through alterations. Right before things turn nasty, the dog knew what was going to happen before the victim even had a clue. On that note, remember that dogs can smell fear. In a study of 694 people, the scientists found a link between an individual's emotional state and their likelihood of getting bitten. Confident and emotionally stable people didn't get bitten nearly as often as those who feel anxious around intimidating dogs. Number 2. Dogs can read your body language. According to animal behavior specialists, canines will pick up on every move a dog or human makes. Whether it's stiff behavior, playfulness, or nervous behavior, a dog will know immediately. This is because dogs rely on canine body language to assess their own safety when they are around other dogs. This inbred behavior transfers directly to human behavior as well, so if a person you know is saying one thing but is acting differently, your dog will sense it immediately. That's why your dog will bark or growl at a person they think may be an immediate threat, even if that person is only thinking of harming you. In the future, what else can dogs sense with their incredible sense of smell? You've probably heard about a dog's ability to predict earthquakes or weather changes, but what about detecting life-threatening diseases? Number 1. Dogs can smell serious illnesses. Believe it or not, dogs can detect cancer simply by sniffing someone's body. A study conducted at the University of California, Davis has shown that dogs can detect cancer-affected tissues out of many samples. Cancer-affected cells have a specific smell that doesn't exist in healthy cells. There's even an organization in the United Kingdom called Medical Detection Dogs, in which dogs are trained to find the odor of cancer in samples such as breath, urine, and swabs. Dogs can even be lifesavers for people with diabetes. Diabetics must control their blood glucose levels since they can change drastically and suddenly drop to dangerous levels. A rapid fall in blood sugar levels produces unique chemical elements that the dog can identify in a person's breath or skin. The organization Dogs for Diabetics trains dogs extensively to alert owners when their blood sugar is low. A dog's supernose can also predict seizures and migraines and can detect malaria and Parkinson's disease. In conclusion, from discerning mean people to detecting serious illnesses, your dog's abilities never cease to amaze. Next time your dog exhibits protective behavior or displays a particular preference, remember, they might just be onto something. So, trust your dog's instincts. They might just save the day.